Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm Henry.
And this is our Demogeist of the Darkness 2. You're watching FUM TV from fumactive.co.uk. Now, we don't really know much about this game, but apparently it's a very popular series.
Who said that?
I don't know, I keep reading it everywhere. So
I'd never heard of it before.
No. We're just going to jump in this and, see what it's like.
The character models are a bit cartoony, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a cell-shaded, actually.
It does. That jacket looks the texture looks a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, they've got like dark outlines across them as well. It's quite interesting.
There's probably people screaming, it's cell-shaded, everyone knows this, but we're coming to it quite fresh here.
Yeah.
It seems to be very like in a New York kind of gangster thing, isn't it?
Kind of reminds me of Goodfellas, this actually, the long tracking shot.
If it wasn't for that enchanted sword, I'd probably think it was Goodfellas.
I don't know, maybe Goodfellas could have an enchanted sword, we don't know about.
I don't know, you could do a re-edit.
Ray Liotta's enchanted sword.
That sounds like a porno.
Well, I mean, he's not doing too well, is he?
Ray Liotta's enchanted sword.
So this is sort of a cutscene.
I wonder if you get to eat the food.
I kind of want to play the game.
Hi, Jackie.
Don't sit near the window at a restaurant would be the message I'd take.
But yeah,
I can see the 18 now. I was wondering.
It's kind of a shooter, isn't it?
I thought it was a hack and slash. I don't know where that came from.
I mean, the artwork doesn't really scream shooter, does it? Actually, I'm quite liking the mechanic of this. It's very, very responsive.
I quite like the look of it. It's cell shaded, but it's not too cartoony. It's more like stylized, like graphic novel.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's got the same kind of control scheme as most of the other shooters.
I mean, I think.
Oh, what's wrong with my leg?
Have you seen your leg? It literally looks like jerky.
It's kind of like on the rails.
It reminds me of Call of Duty, actually.
Yeah, it's got that kind of mayhem, hasn't it?
Yeah, and sort of disorientated POV viewpoint.
People are probably watching this saying, "Oh, it's crap." But, I'm rubbish at aiming.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that actually. It's funny you say.
Oh, 2 guns. I'm liking this. It's really.
It seems very visceral, very violent as well.
I'm definitely liking the kind of design of it.
I think I'm just worried. I've seen a few cliches already in the story, and you just start to wonder if.
I mean, it seems like it's kind of a supernatural edge, isn't it?
But I just like the detail. I like the way the blood trail on his foot, little things like that.
Very immersive.
I mean, the thing that I don't like about games in the way they do their stories is there's so much talking at you. There's so much talking. It's a shame they can't use more visual storytelling. Press X to release the darkness. Are they in prison? Oh, it's becoming a bit fear on me now, I think.
I don't know, but... Well, that's pretty fucking cool.
Can I get to control this? No. Could I control... Oh, just let me have one. Let me have that guy. I can do it.
Wicked. Oh, there's going to be some achievements for that, isn't there?
Yeah.
How many enemies you can stuff with your poles?
It's kind of like being Doc Ock out of Spider-Man.
You just sliced them in half.
I sound like a lion. I look like a...
Oh man, that's pretty gory.
He looks like Woody out of Toy Story.
You need Buzz Lightyear now, don't you?
Jeez, God, there's a lot of buttons you can potentially press and use in this game.
How does it feel controlling that?
Yeah, it's kind of strangely intuitive for something that you've never done before. And it's consistent, LB is always grab.
In a way, does it feel kind of like, the way you have kind of different weapons and powers in Bioshock? Does it feel anything like that?
I wouldn't say it's like Bioshock, it's more like fear-free, what you would hope that game was, would be. Just shows you how useful a pair of tentacles would be, really.
Yeah, I mean, watching this, I really do wish I had a pair of tentacles.
I suppose people who like tentacle porn, they're gonna love it.
I mean, yeah, there are comparisons to Fear-Free, but this looks like it actually pulls it off,
It just seems like it's adding more. I mean, Fear-Free, it was mainly just slow motion, wasn't it, a lot? And I mean, that's been done. That's not that great.
The only thing I would say was that
I don't like this guy.
That the co-op mode in Fear 3 was, quite good.
It was a good idea, and if the whole game had been better, it'd probably been something quite special. I had to purchase talents from a weird oozing
shrine. That's cool. So it's kind of got that RPG kind of upgrade element in it as well.
I'm not sure I'm much of a fan of it. I think sometimes it feels forced.
You can eat hearts there.
Big thing about this game is the variety. Because games like this, they can seem like a lot of fun, but it's all about how much variety is going to be in there. The environments, is it all going to be New York cities? Will that get a bit tiring? I think I'm nearly dead. I like the way the dual wield, it kind of squeezes the guns together. It makes it a bit more natural.
It just seems like a really kind of intuitive way. And kind of your Dick Van Dyke Jack is quite cool as well in the way he kind of distracts some of the enemies and stuff. It's almost like...
He's good, but I think when you're got these many badass skills, you kind of want to do it yourself, I think, to a certain element. I'm just not sure about the point system. I find it it breaks the immersion a bit when you're getting 1 point for shooting a light. And it's those sort of RPG elements that are pervading every game nowadays. I get the principle of it, but I just wish some games like this that's more of an immediate action game, does it really need all that? I don't know. I'm
really liking the light element though, it kind of adds a little bit.
It could get a bit annoying if you're shooting every single light you come across. But.
Yeah, it can also play a part in the tactics that you choose to use and stuff. So my little imp is pissing on him.
Oh my god,
he's pissing on him.
And he's got the Union Jack. I feel violated.
The fact he's pissing on him definitely makes him feel British.
It does feel like a game that was quite violent, and they basically just went for that 18 rating. They said, what can we do to guarantee ourselves a smaller audience for this game? This is the kind of game that teenagers will want their parents to buy them, and they will not buy it for them.
It's awesome. Yeah, chestburster. Despite what it says, that's a chestburster.
I suppose it's a bit like that Mortal Kombat thing, where the animations are gory, they're quite cool, but once you've seen it 10 times, is it going to get a bit stale? Is there going to be more there to keep you playing, Yeah, I like certain elements, but I just finding these little compulsive elements a bit dull.
Yeah, the kind of RPG.
Constantly shooting lights, constantly picking up parts. But I think the main element in a game like this is the shooting, and it does feel it's got a bit of auto-aim there.
Yeah.
Keeping things fun. I'm not sure. I think could be an element of polish that just isn't quite there to make it contend with the sort of big... Because the shooter, there's so many shooters out there, it's got to be something pretty brilliant, But it looks interesting. It
looks interesting, and I really dig the kind of art style of it, and the control system as well. I actually really enjoyed that. It kind of reminds me of how the original BioShock, how the controls felt with that.
Yeah.
It just felt really natural when using it. It didn't feel like it was forced. It felt like...
Yeah, it just has to have that balance between using the powers and using the guns. So there's always incentives to use different powers. And I think it seemed to be doing that fairly well, but...
I think this is definitely one to watch, I think it's... I've never even heard of this series before, and I'm very intrigued with it, and I think it might actually be a buy whenever it comes out. Or a rent, probably a buy.
I think more a rent.
More a rent.
I'm going. Yeah.
Well, I do suppose Fear 3 did look good, and I rented that, luckily.
Yeah, I think it's definitely in that category of nearly there shooters that you can't say they're bad, but there's just some element of polish, there's just some element that's just not quite there.
You've been watching our Demogeist of the Darkness 2, out on February the 10th in the UK. From what I played, I think it might be one to really consider and look into. Check out the demo on Xbox Live. I'm Alex.
I'm Henry.
For all your gaming news, check out our website, www.funactive.co.uk.